Right. Hey guys, welcome to the fourth episode of our podcast. Today I'm with a young rising star, Connor. He's from UK. We're gonna talk today about lots of stuff, so tune in and hope you enjoy. Hey Connor, how are you?
Yeah, all good, man. All good.
Good. I remember you've been kiting for a while now. A couple of years, foiling as well. And just this year it happened. So you bombed the first event of Hydrofoil Pro Tour in France. Then did really good in Hydrofoil Pro Tour in San Francisco as well. So what happened? How did you manage to climb to the top 5 just less than a year?
I mean, I think I kind of had a good 6 months out last year where I wasn't really foiling very much. Beginning this year, I changed basically all my sponsors over. After Mexico event, really moved to Mike's Lab Foils, and then got signed by F1 shortly after that.
Really nice.
Yeah, and then so from there on, I've been working with F1 pretty closely, and that was kind of almost a stepping stone to the success of the next couple of events.
Okay. Do you also working on developing the new kites and gear for the F1?
Yeah, so we did. I kind of came in just at the end of the V4 project, so I helped with the final tuning and the final development of that kite before production, and then obviously every brand already starting on their next kite, so we're already talking about what V5 or whatever we come up next is going to be.
Okay, cool. Also, you've spent quite a lot of time in Mexico this year. So what was it the plan to just be there for the whole winter and train?
Yeah, so last year I went out for 4 weeks, and my idea this year was to go out for a lot longer. I mean, it is an awesome place to train. I train a lot with EJ and Army out there, but main thing for me is last year I was really weak in the wind and really struggled when it was kind of anything when we got to 11s and 9s. I really struggled, and Mexico we basically didn't come off 11s and 9s. So for me, I just kept prolonging that trip and making it longer and getting more and more training out there.
It's amazing, and we definitely can see the results of the new equipment and lots of hours put in the training. Also, I know that your background, I think you were in the national team of windsurfing,
yeah.
RS6. And also on the Instagram profile, I've seen the tricks you do, and it's pretty impressive. I think it's way above average what the guys can do, the freestyle one. So do you still do windsurfing, and what was the background, and why did you choose to go from the windsurfing switch to the kite surfing?
So I started kite surfing in the Olympic decision in 2012, and then kind of stopped doing it for 2.5 years. For me, I then just really focused on my RSX stuff, and worked on that for 2 years. Climbed up, was top 10 in Europe at the end of that career. But it was time for a change, and kite surfing kind of showed that change for me. So I moved to the race board, and then progressed onto the foil a couple of years later, quite late onto the foil. But yeah, and windsurfing for me now is just the thing I do for fun. Because kiting is the rest of my life.
Why was it the end for the RS6 for you, and what was the main decision, the main choice why you changed it?
I think the concept of how fun kitesurfing was to me at the time, and how windsurfing was definitely the whole sport of RSX had plateaued at that point, and we can definitely see it now when we're watching the other Olympic classes, is that it's plateaued. And the beauty of the kite surfing is that it was only ever going to get faster, get more development and everything else.
It's still developing huge, even though they froze the IKEA registration for 2020, and so far it's been 2 years. We've developed amazing kites, new foils, and it's still, the progress is just going fast. I think we can see from all other classes like NACRA, and I think they want to change to RS6 as well for foil in the future. And every single class is trying to keep up with the kiteboarding.
Yeah, I mean, for me the kite surfing is pretty much untouchable because we don't have the same limitations as other classes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think what's really nice at the moment is that in the past 2 years, the kit, we're no longer changing foils every 3 months.
Yes.
The development has definitely slowed down, but the advantages now is that everyone's getting faster. People aren't dropping in on tacks, people aren't dropping jibes, everything's got closer, which then makes it more and more of a spectacle.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and the same, and especially I think the speeds, and it doesn't matter if it's a light wind, it's so fast, and if it's even the strong wind, we're still going super fast. Yeah. And it's just the wind for us just amplifies the speed and in a huge way. Okay, that's great. I also we noticed that you've been training some young guys for the twin tip racing, and what's that?
Yeah, so my kind of other background is I do run the RSX program for the youth side of things, and so they asked me to then kind of transfer over and just do the twin tip stuff up to the Youth Olympic Games. Unfortunately, we didn't qualify our nation in China, but I've been doing a little bit there. But that kind of side of my career, if you like, is kind of plateauing a little bit and slowing down, and I'm focusing more and more time on the racing. But I've got a really cool project coming up where I'm hoping to focus on developing the up-and-coming girls in the country. Obviously, with the mixed kiteboarding coming into the Olympics now, we're still not sure what that looks like exactly. But my next kind of project in terms of our federation is developing girls and getting them up to speed.
That's definitely. I think that's been a question for every single top of the guys in the kiteboarding now. It's been for me as well, because for me it's kind of easy with heavy lander, but then if it's going to be a mixed one, we have lots of good guys and not so many of the good girls. So it's going to be
at the moment in the UK we only have Steph who races, and 6 years from now, and hopefully we'll get a lot of the younger girls who are either already racing in different sailing classes right now, or even just coming up in the freestyle world to start transferring over.
Yeah, I think it should be good, because we're trying to find someone else as well in Russia. Maybe we're trying to set up the national federation to kind of start the program where they can teach the young girls. I mean, we need boys as well, because we don't have really that many guys.
No.
Okay, that's really nice. So, what else can we talk about? Do you wanna just add something? Do you have a topic you would like to tell before we just discuss?
I don't know.
Okay.
Life is good.
Okay. And by the way, it's just a couple days before the World Cup in Aarhus. We're in Denmark now. How's your preparation been for this event? I haven't seen you we haven't seen you in Europeans. You missed it.
Unfortunately, I wasn't really expecting this year to kind of go as it was going, and so I'd already blocked in about 4 weeks of coaching in the middle of the summer. So I've actually been in France doing some coaching of RSX, and then I was in Texas doing some different coaching as well. And so I completely missed the Europeans. I've had kind of 5 weeks, 6 weeks where I wasn't kiting that much. So kind of got back home 2 weeks ago, trained really hard at home for a week getting the V3s set up, and then I've been here for now 5 days. So I'm hoping we're relatively prepared, but I haven't actually used my 911 I have here, which is a little boring.
So and then that's looking great. We have a couple more days until the event. The wind is going to be really interesting, because it's going to be some days it's going to be super strong, I think, and some days the fork is looking on the downside. All the links for Connor is going to be in the description. Just go follow him, enjoy. I think he's going to do good. I think he's going to do good. I feel like this year you just skyrocketed to the top 5 guys.
We'll just keep pushing up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you very much for the interview.
Cheers. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.